Welcome to this week's video, and I would say without any fear of contradiction, this is probably our most anticipated video ever, and that is for the just released Eversolo DMP-A8. We've been putting it through its paces. I have listened to this extensively for hours and hours, and now I am about to reveal what we think of it. If you want to find out, please stay tuned because all will be revealed. So let us break down each aspect of the DMP-A8 because each part deserves a mention, but equally it's important to establish how it differentiates from its main competition. And that's the thing about this streamer. It is, I'm going to just put it right out there, I think this is one of the best value for money streamers that is currently available. However, let's get into each segment. So if we talk about build quality and the overall design, it's very much on the same, I would say, standard as the other Eversolo devices, which are exceptionally well made, and there's certainly nothing to criticise about how this unit feels to touch. It is very, I'd say, obviously an Eversolo. It looks like an A6 that's been stretched out on both sides. It's roughly the same height, but again, it's not quite full HiFi component width, but there's just nothing to criticise. It's beautifully made. The main front control button has a beautiful action to it. Just everything about this device oozes quality. It's as good as anything that you would find at more than twice the price or even 3 times the price in terms of its overall build quality. So in terms of the build, the design and the overall aesthetic, I would give it a very clear 9 out of 10. When it comes to connectivity, there's nothing that you are wanting for with the A8. It's got pretty much everything that you would need or require in any audio system. It's got Bluetooth, it's Wi-Fi, you can use it for CD replay and ripping. It's got USB in, coax in, optical in. It's a fully balanced device as well, so it has got both single-ended and properly fully balanced output. It has got an HDMI ARC, which for the audio return channel aspect, if your TV supports that type of connectivity, it splits the video and the audio signal, which will give you a much better sound quality from your television, and I've tested it this week and it sounds fantastic. It's also got the HDMI 2S or I2S as some people call it output. Now this is something you would use if you were using a DAC and you wanted to use an external DAC using the A8 as a streamer device only, and that gives you that connectivity option, which again is a very high quality specification output. For connectivity, again, wanting for nothing, it's a very easy 9 out of 10. Moving on to the interface and the control app. The app itself is certainly one of the slickest and most intuitive that I've come across. You can control every aspect of the device's performance. You can choose inputs, outputs. You can set all the DSP functions on there as well. You can change the display all from the app. It's very quick, and the thing I love, the second you touch anything on the app, it's like an instant response from the A8 itself. It's really quick, and having used other manufacturers' devices, I would say the A8 responds faster than anything else I've ever used. I would tend to use the app more than touching the screen, but again, having used that, it's fast, it's easy to use and understand. And again, it's a very, very, very easy 9 out of 10 for that as well. So moving on to streaming service integration, once again, it's as good as anything out there. It has got Tidal and Tidal Connect, which gives you, I would say, a distinct performance advantage if you are already a Tidal user. It's got all the usual things like Qobuz, Deezer, Apple Music, high-res audio. It's just, it's so easy to use. Logging into your apps is very simply done from the main app itself, and it's just such a joy to use. So there's nothing really that is left wanting. You know, we can always have, people will always want additional things, and you know, it's impossible to cater for absolutely everything. But remember, this device is pitched at the audiophile market. It's not an entry-level device, so it's not for someone that is just putting their, or if you like, dipping their toe into the streaming market. This is a very high performance and well thought out audiophile component. So naturally, people that are in that segment, they're going to have probably either Tidal or Qobuz primarily. Some might use Apple Music. It's also a Roon endpoint, so you can use it as Roon if you wish. But ultimately, I would personally stick to the Eversolo app because it's as good as anything out there and supremely easy to use. So for streaming service integration, again, a very easy 9 out of 10. Okay, we get to the section of this video that I'm sure every one of you have been waiting for, and that is the sound performance. And again, straight off, I can tell you right now, this device is very special indeed. In fact, we are going to give it our Product of the Year award for streamers up to £3,000. It is that good. I am honestly staggered at its performance. Those AKM Velvet DACs really live up to the hype and the billing that they've been given. Man, I'm not kidding you. It is honestly taking me to drag myself away from this streamer. I'm going to bring up some of the music that we've been testing it with, but it has been a revelation. It took some burn-in, that I will tell you right now. Out of the box, I would say it was marginally better than the DMP-A8 Master Edition that was fully burnt in. But as the burn-in process really took effect and it became noticeable in terms of the sonic performance, the gap just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So the first question to answer, is it better than an A6 Master Edition? Without any hesitation, 100% yes it is. And if you have one and you want to upgrade, you will not be disappointed. It is most certainly worth that upgrade money. It's truly, it defies its price point, and you will know from previous videos that we've done, we say there is no such thing as a magic bullet, you get what you pay for. Well, this, I would say, sets the bar in terms of its outright performance. I mean, go on to the Eversolo website, look at the high quality components they have internally, the op amps, the master clocks, even the R2R analog preamplifier section, which we have tested. it's exceptionally good. And all you need really with this is a power amp, and that's you ready to go in a system that will literally blow your socks off. I mean, really, you'll be spending half your time crossing to the other side of the room to pick your socks back up again. That's how far they're going to be blown off. This is an absolutely amazing device. I'm going to take one home over the festive period, and I'm going to test it against some much more expensive opposition to see how well it can stand up to devices costing a lot more. Now, this is a bit of a stretch, I think, but from what I've heard of it so far, it does not disappoint in any respect whatsoever. It is an exceptional device. So if you've been one of those people that's been sitting on the fence trying to decide should you or shouldn't you, I'll tell you now, I would without hesitation buy one of these. And I know that once people catch on to just how good this is, they are going to become very scarce and on back order everywhere. Now, we have a few still remaining. In our next allocation, which should be with us in about 6 days' time, assuming that the shipping information we have is correct. I think we have about 3 of these left. So if you're interested, you can pre-order one and make sure you get one well in time to sit at home during the festive period, feeling exceptionally smug at your purchase. It is fantastic. So we've done the comparison. So I sat here in this listening room doing the A/B between the A8 and the A6. Flicking, we had the 2 tracks synchronized, and then Andrew would flick, blind testing me between one and the other. And the biggest difference, so what I'm going to tell you now is, in terms of the sound staging, the A8 is in a different league. It is much more expansive. The air and space between components, between the individual audio components of, say, a musical piece is exceptionally more noticeable. There's just more layering obvious on the A8. The space between everything is much more obvious. It is significantly more refined at the top end. So it has incredible texture and detail at the top end, but no brightness, harshness or glare. It's just non-existent. So I think this AKM chipset is doing something very special, but it's not, we know it's not just the chipset, it's everything that is built around it. And obviously with the upgrade power supplies and everything else which is being kept completely separate internally, that shows through in its performance. So again, it is a very easy 9 out of 10. I mean, I'd almost go as far to say it's 10 out of 10, bearing in mind that's based on its price. Because someone could say, well, oh, that gets 10 out of 10, another device at 10,000 got 8 out of 10. It doesn't mean that this is better than a £10,000 streamer. But in the context of our Product of the Year award, that's not easily earned because there's some stiff competition in that price category. So to come out a clear winner really tells everything that you need to know. So again, as I say, just to summarise, this is one of the best streaming devices I have heard, up to £3,000, and I love it. I absolutely loved listening to it. The system we had it tested with, which you'll see in the video, so just for those of you that maybe don't recognise some of these components, we used the £1,500 Musical Fidelity A1 Pure Class A into a pair of Wharfdale Dovedale loudspeakers. Now, they're not inexpensive, they're over £5,000, but as in terms of overall system synergy, it is staggeringly good. And I, for one, I could live with that system for the rest of my life. It was really that impressive. So there we are. It may come as no surprise to those of you who have got this already, and again, those that have one will be feeling exceptionally smug because they know how good it is. I would say if it's on your list, buy it. If you still have any doubts, compare it to the competition. It will just simply reaffirm everything that we've learned about the A8 and how good it actually is. So there you go, an easy 9 out of 10 again for sonic performance. So there we go. Without question, Eversolo have created a remarkable product in the A8. It shows their intentions as far as dominating the streaming market, and certainly right now I think they have every base covered from entry level up to what you would maybe class as mid-range, up to sort of £3,000. And I think they should be commended for putting so much into the device, but maintaining a price point that genuinely, for once, defies its performance, because this device performs well above its price point. Hence, we've given it our Product of the Year award, and in fact next week is our annual awards video where we will be awarding through different categories the Elite Audio Product of the Year award. So please tune back in next week for that video. It's quite exciting and we are looking forward very much to sharing all that with you. But anyway, this week it's all about the A8, and it is a sensational device. I can't think of enough good things to say about it. I'm genuinely taken aback at how well it performs for its price. It's fantastic. So as I say, if you're thinking about one, don't hesitate, you'll not regret it. And of course, with every week we reach this point in the video where I have a very small favour to ask you, and that is, if you've enjoyed watching this video, if you enjoy the content of our videos, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to myself and the team of dedicated professionals we have working here. As I've said many times, we're a small family business, and your support means absolutely everything to us, as equally the feedback you give us. And please keep the questions coming in. Here's my own direct email address. If you would like to contact me directly, I will reply to every single email that comes in. We endeavour to answer or respond to every comment on the videos, and at least acknowledge that they're there in the first place. So please keep that interaction on there. That in itself is great feedback, and we really appreciate those of you that have taken the time to write a comment on there. One other thing, we have our bi-weekly newsletter now. If you haven't seen it before, to know how to subscribe will be in the video description below the video itself. You can subscribe, get one newsletter, and if it's not for you, you can unsubscribe with one click of a button. But in there are early bird part exchange, our pre-loved items that nobody else sees. So you will get first refusal, that's easy for me to say, first refusal at some of the best and most incredible value for money part exchanges that I have seen, particularly in this week's newsletter. I know what's going in there, and there are some great opportunities. And the one thing that really makes us unique as a business, our pre-loved warranty is identical to a manufacturer's brand new warranty, meaning we cover absolutely everything. And in fact, we go even beyond, because most manufacturers' warranty don't cover shipping in the event of a product failure, whereas our warranty does. So if you're based in the UK, then that warranty, it gives you complete peace of mind. So you can buy a pre-loved item, you can save a significant amount of money, and have the complete peace of mind you would have had you bought it brand new. So what can be better? We also have offers in our newsletter that are only for subscribers. They never see the daylight of our webpage or anywhere else for that matter. So if you're even just a little bit curious to see what's in there, why not subscribe? The details of how to do that will be in the video description below. And as I said, it's very easy to unsubscribe. It only takes one click. And finally, I wish you a great week listening to music. I'm so grateful you've taken the time to watch this video today. I am absolutely blown away with the A8. I had a feeling it was going to be good, but I didn't realise it was going to be that good. So I'm certainly going to be sneaking this one out of the showroom and taking it home covertly so nobody sees me taking it. So shh, not a word, please, thank you, that's between me and you. And I will look forward to seeing you next week for our awards video of 2023. So until then, please take care, and I will see you next week.